There'll be a time and a place where I get to talk about Gundam for over 2 hours.
But it will not be this day,
It won't be this day because we have other shit to talk about.
and it won't be next week because we're talking about X-Files. Probably, motherfuckers. Get ready.
Maybe.
Maybe
I mean, if you and I just do it, we'll probably do it. And it won't be next week, it'll be on Thursday.
on Thursday,
We should film these on Sundays.
in honor of Das Raid.
Yep. Look forward to that. Well, none of us. Not even me.
Which-
I'm not even looking forward to it.
There is a very real percentage chance that we don't put out the X-Files episode making fun of the raid for,
3 weeks.
yeah. Not just for 3 weeks because we're lazy and don't record things at a time. I was more implying it could be a tragedy.
Oh.
It could be one of those, Kent State massacre type tragedies.
Well, here's the thing: is I'm gonna try my hardest to record it on Thursday. I'm gonna stay up late as much as I can to edit it and upload it that day, so that no one gets mad about us doing something bad.
Just in case it goes poorly.
Just in case it goes poorly, I'll say we
Okay.
planned this out. We knew this may have happened, but we planned it out though.
We didn't think they were actually going to shoot those kids. using the word kids sparingly.
It's just gonna be a bunch of 13-year-olds. Not even. It's gonna be a bunch of mid-20s who have nothing to do. Whatever.
Basically.
Yeah, this week we watched 24, Demon Slayer, 10, 11 of Doctor Stone, and then 10 of Vinland Saga and Fire Force.
Yes.
Because Vinland Saga's back again. After Japan had a bout with a typhoon.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
It had some weird,
It's like
somewhat Asian name.
Did it have an Asian name?
I think so.
I
If
vaguely
vaguely
recall I don't remember it, because I remember you being able to say it pretty well. So I don't know if it was actually an Asian name.
Ouch, that feels rude. I feel mildly insulted by that.
It sounded normal with an English accent. With an
Okay.
American accent. is what I'm
I'll
trying to
accept that.
There we go.
Okay. But regardless, I feel like, apropos of not very much other than the typhoon talk, I feel like typhoons are less of a big deal in Japan than hurricanes are in America.
I think it's because hurricanes just develop more often in the Atlantic.
Maybe? I'm wondering if it also is something like the Pacific just is not as good of a developer for hurricanes as the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico is for
Isn't that what I said? Just reworded.
maybe. I may have blanked out what you said because I was like, Brian's just gonna say some garbage. I
I
want to
said,
make
it's
this
just, I said
point.
just hurricanes develop more in the Atlantic, and you're saying that exact thing in different words.
Oh, okay, okay, I'm sorry. You said they develop more in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they develop more in the Atlantic. I'm just saying they develop bigger in the Atlantic.
Okay.
So
Yes, that is different.
hurricane. It was Hurricane Foxy, but it was Faxai.
Oh, it's probably Fauci.
Typhoon.
It's probably Fauci.
Typhoon. It's probably Fauci. But I just like pronouncing it as Foxy.
Here comes the Foxy Mama.
But yeah, it is probably
we
Typhoon
shouldn't.
Fauci.
It's probably bad typhoon.
Well,
This is category
I don't
three.
know. It killed 3 people and injured 40.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't great. I mean, people got hurt.
Well, anyways. Wait, yeah, you were gonna say something about the typhoon. We went wildly off track. Bring it
We
back,
did.
Nick. Bring it, reel it back.
I feel like, I don't know, anytime I see references to typhoons, we see a decent amount of them between all of the manga we consume and animes we watch and shit. Sometimes they just have oh, there's a typhoon happening today, and it's just a particularly stormy day. And I'm always if there's a typhoon or a hurricane in some America-made thing, it's always oh, there's a hurricane. We better fucking go live in the basement for 2 days, and it's gonna rip out all of the trees in the surrounding area and shit. Hurricanes in American media are a big fucking thing. I feel like Japanese media, by comparison, typhoons are not as much of a big deal.
Possibly, at least for us where we live, hurricanes aren't really that big of a deal. But if you go east 10 miles, then it gets a lot worse just because you get closer to the coast.
Yeah.
But we're inland just a little bit enough where it doesn't really matter. It's just a really big storm for us.
Yeah. But I mean, if you went south into Florida or Louisiana or Texas or any of the stuff around the Gulf of Mexico, they get fucking at least one of those states get railed by a hurricane every year.
Yeah.
So I feel I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's a typhoons just
I would
don't
say
usually develop as bad as hurricanes. I don't know.
with no information or not data whatsoever, and with no sources, I'm going to assume that most like mangaka live where like typhoons aren't such a big deal. So like they would equivalently live like in a DC type area, like
Okay.
us,
Uh-huh.
as opposed to like a Florida type area, which gets absolutely reamed.
All right. I'm willing to believe that. I'm willing to accept that as that's a solid possibility.
It's an explanation, might not be the right one, but it's
Eh,
there.
it's there. I'm willing to accept it for now.
Well, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Demon Slayer.
All right.
Much like we guessed, it was just it was just a training arc. It
Yeah.
is the start of a training arc, and I don't know how long it's going to go. But Tanjiro and the other two just train basically for this entire episode. We do
Yeah.
get some backstory for Shinobu, and then we get some cute little moments with the girls just doing stuff all around the house. But the biggest thing that Tanjiro learns is that he needs to learn how to use his breathing technique all the time.
hmm
Also, when it comes to the ladies, Zenitsu is a gentleman, and
Because he
Inosuke is
couldn't
not so much.
possibly. Yeah, Inosuke doesn't care. But Zenitsu couldn't possibly throw tea on those ladies because that would be unbecoming.
To be honest, that was like a very smooth move. How like he immediately like is able to beat her.
I mean, it was also in keeping with his character of like, he has the one thing he can do is move quickly.
Yeah,
But goddamn, fucking, when you're playing the game, throw water on the other person, you're like, I won't throw water on you because I'm such a gentle sir. The inside, I'm like, I respect you a little bit less.
but Inosuke, the contrast between the two is what really fucking makes it.
Oh yeah.
You get Zenitsu, being very calm, or not calm, but being very gentle enough
hmm
when he's not groping women.
Yeah.
And you get just Inosuke just splashing water in this motherfucker, and then just basically flailing her around with her ankles.
I forgot about the tag thing. He does
Yeah, he like
kind
grabs
of
her by the
grope
ankles and he
women.
just like starts flailing her.
I love Zenitsu as he grabs her. The next scene as he's walking away. I've won the battle, but I've lost the war.
Because he gets the shit slapped out of him.
He gets the shit slapped out of him. I appreciated the little bits. They were definitely in like full on money saving mode, as there was a lot of moments of like Tanjiro and Inosuke as they're sad or beaten up as they move across. They're just like basically two static images that are moving up and down as
Yeah.
they go.
There's a shot where they're supposed to be walking, but Tanjiro's feet doesn't move.
Yeah,
Like
their upper bodies just kind of slide,
no.
or like
you
they
can
just
see
kind
his
of
feet.
bob up and down.
You can see his feet in this one shot, and it's just moving across the screen.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's very
Oh my
hard to
God.
see, but I noticed it. It was really funny.
I mean, they were in full on money saving mode this episode.
Yeah, 'cause
and I'm
you-
assuming they'll be their next episode.
Yeah, we also get the transitions where it's just the three heads bopping up and down.
hmm
We get a couple
and
of
you
those.
get some sort of like sound reaction in the background to go with them.
Yeah. Overall, like a funnier episode than most, just because we're very much in winding down to our finale, which is going to be more of a like I think it's going to tease something, but
Mhm.
like it's not going to build anything up just yet.
Well, they're definitely setting up the edges of, I guess, the next season
Yeah,
with the Fire Hashiras going out to inspect something.
he's going to die.
Like, he's gonna die.
He's gonna
Yeah,
die.
he's full on gonna die. But he's going out to inspect
Possibly an upper moon.
an upper demon moon who's
Yeah.
been killing off some of the lower ranking hunters. So he's going off to probably die.
We even get Shinobu saying goodbye to him, which I think was like supposed to be like maybe they like each other. I don't know, but when a
Uh-huh.
woman says goodbye to you, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like they just have a good working relationship,
Okay.
basically. Where she was like, "Yeah, we're friends because we're both Hashiras," but I didn't really get the opinion that she really likes him.
Okay.
Because especially with the whole talk at the end about the fact that she's basically the Hulk and she's always angry, I don't really know if she can like somebody. I feel like at this point she just runs on pure unadulterated
If
rage.
she likes someone, it's going to be Gyu. 100%.
Probably.
Gyu's going to die, too. And then it's going to pave the
think-
way for Tanjiro to become one of the Hashiras.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm also making a joke. I have no idea.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because if he's gonna take over any Hashira spot, it's got to be the Fire Hashira because he's got the fire dance.
But it's too early. If I should have died now, then Tanjiro, it's just a bit too early.
Well, I mean, it depends on what the replacement, process for a Hashira is. There may just be a vacancy for a while, and eventually Tanjiro will take over the vacancy. Like, it's not an immediate thing.
Okay.
It's not like one dies and they're like, and next guy up.
Yep. Next.
It's like the lineal heavyweight belt. Just because somebody gives it up, it's not like the next guy to win a heavyweight fight. They're like, all right, you get this now. You won a fight. Here you go. Have the belt. You got to prove yourself, and the first guy to prove themselves gets the belt, or the Hashira title in this case.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens next season, aka in like a year.
Yeah.
I think we did get a tease that it is going to continue. It'd be dumb if it didn't, because I'm pretty sure it's been making like money hand over fist, especially given how
fair, it is also ufotable, so they may be bleeding money hand over fist. We don't know.
For sure, the manga's making more money because there was like a sharp increase in the sales, but yeah, but I don't know if they get the merchandise for it or like what kind of deal there is.
Yeah,
so it's possible.
We have no idea what the breakdown is in terms of like profits made through this shit. So we have no idea if it's profitable enough to keep going, but hopefully it is.
I hope so too. It's fucking awesome.
I certainly hope that Ufotable will just throw away money on these projects and then go like, all right, we're gonna need to go do some random bullshit for like a year so we can do another one of these things.
Well, let's make some some idle garbage for a little bit.
I mean, that's basically what it felt like they did with UBW. Was they were like, let's just throw away money for a season and then do nothing for a while because we can't afford anything.
Let's just do another Fates, whatever. Let's do another universe.
Yeah. Now that we're done with Heaven's Feel, let's just go do all of the other Fates universes. I'd be down with it.
I wouldn't be, but I wouldn't be watching anyway, so I don't really care.
That's true.
What else is there about Demon Slayer this episode?
We learned about the blowing into the jugs thing.
Right, the gourds.
Which seems ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but this is anime, so,
It's true.
It did remind me of when Naruto has to learn how to use the Rasengan, and he has to, like, blow up the rubber ball with wind.
Oh, yeah. With the wind.
It reminded me of that. Oh. And that's really it. There's not much else that happened.
Yeah.
It really is winding down. There's not much else going on in the show.
Yeah, other than Zenitsu freaks out. We get to see that his hands are coming back.
Yep. Once again, he totally had spider hands.
Oh, he absolutely had spider hands. He looks a little bit like an insane patient with like the long jacket sleeves that go beyond his hands. Like I just keep imagining that he's broken out of his straight jacket. Like the whole time he was freaking out and spinning in a circle about girls, all I could see was him in the straight jacket.
Zenitsu, stop. They're not real. Please come back.
Zenitsu, stop. The girls are all in your head. But yeah, so it's pretty much over at this point.
Yep.
And we're going to get one more episode of
2 more.
Probably, or 2 more, really?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, we have 2 more episodes left. I think it ends in 26.
It ends in 26?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
So we'll probably get Tanjiro accomplishing the all-day breathing, and maybe we'll see Zenitsu and Inosuke decide to also learn it.
To stop being fucks and, learn stuff.
We lost to a girl. That means we have to give up. Fucking pansy-ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's confirmed 26 is the number we're looking at.
As the great warrior poet Jay-Z once said, being a bitch ain't a matter of having a pussy, but a pussy having no goddamn sense. Inosuke and Zenitsu are some straight bitches right now.
And we'll see if they get better. Who do you think is going to be the first to blow into the gourd and blow it? Actually,
Tanjiro.
I want to say it's going to be Inosuke. Just through, like, sheer force of willpower.
No, it's got to be Tanjiro.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the other two aren't doing anything.
Yeah,
like, if they were contributing to... Yeah. Tanjiro's going to blow up the gourd and fucking throw water on the girl, and the other two are going to be like, if he can do it, I can do it. Or Inosuke will. Zenitsu is probably going to be offended that Tanjiro threw water on a girl and get better out of anger or something.
He's just going to go to sleep and then do it immediately.
Probably.
Well,
he'll transcend into fucking lightning Rasengan mode again.
which he did in this episode where he slapped the shit out of Inosuke.
It's true.
But just for that one scene. But anyways, yeah, that was Demon Slayer. Nice and breezy, light and breezy. Up next is Dr. Stone. And
We actually had fucking progression.
And we also had like a touching moment that I wasn't really expecting. With we make Suika a glasses, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that she can see.
Yep, and then we get another gang, another party member in our science gang, and that is the craftsman to build science stuff.
Old guy.
Old man.
Yes.
Old short man.
Old short ripped man. Yes. So basically, yeah, the goal of the episode was build glass so that we can actually have a science lab. By which they accomplish this by collecting quartz sand from a mountain, bringing it back down, melting it into just glass or quartz crystal, molten quartz technically, and then blowing the glass out.
Yeah.
And as they immediately realize, glass blowing is fucking hard.
Yep.
I tried that shit once. That shit is fucking difficult, dude.
It's like blowing air into a gourd, isn't it?
I don't know because I've never blown into a gourd, but fucking, I will say this: you think you blow air at the constant rate, watching the bubble expand as you blow into it at weird, sort of awkward intervals tells you just how awkwardly you actually exhale.
You think
you think I could exhale at a constant rate. You cannot. You fucking exhale whatever rate it comes out of your lungs, and it fucks up the glass immediately. So, like, watching them struggle over that and the spinning thing, I had a lot of sympathy for that, having tried that once.
Never tried, so I don't know, but it definitely looks hard.
It was fucking difficult. So, after failing several times, they enlist the help of the resident village craftsman, and as
Senku?
Senku. As Senku suspects, this is a man who's basically dedicated his whole life to creating things, and given the opportunity to create something in a new and interesting way, the dude can't hold himself back. And so, despite looking like a 90-year-old man, rips out of fucking 8 million ropes and becomes a jacked motherfucker. Which makes me kind of feel bad for Senku, who was given a number fight power of like -1. He is surrounded by fucking monsters.
Yeah.
The dude is just at every stage. He's like, "Fuck, I am the weakest motherfucker here." But so their craftsmen very quickly king beakers and shit, and they make up a full lab.
Test lab, yeah. They got beakers.
And they also make a flat circle or two circular pieces of glass as they create lenses out of them for Suika. And they plug that shit in her helmet because, as Senku, sort of suspected before and shows off to everybody when he whips off her helmet, she can see, she just can't see so good.
She needs glasses.
Yeah, she's got nearsightedness, so everything comes in all fucked up. But he makes the lenses, and they grind it down using some sort of rock mineral shit. Corundum, which apparently they talk about how it's super hard, just like diamond. And once again, Kahaku just sort of, as a fourth wall break, looks at the audience and is like, I don't understand why this is a thing.
I don't know enough about rock to say it wrong.
Exactly. But they grind that shit down, make lenses, slap that shit in Suika's helmet, and they fucking cart her off to
They got a little picnic.
Yeah, basically a little picnic off in some sunflowers. They throw that helmet back on her, and bam, she can see again. And it was kind of a touching scene.
I think the touching part was when Senku like grabs her head and says like you're not sick and you're not defective. That I was not expecting that from Senku.
Yeah. I mean, you could also, I wasn't expecting it from Senku, but it makes sense. Like,
yeah,
having glasses is one of those things you just don't think about. Yeah, it's fairly normal now. But like back in the day, that would have been a big thing in terms of like, oh, you have fucked up eyes and you can't see. Well, you're useless.
Well, which is something else that happened. The deep plot in this episode is that Kinro also cannot see so well, and it's fucking up his
Depth perception.
his fighting abilities. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a spear wielder, and so one of the important things is being able to judge the distance for thrusts and shit. But he's got the fucked up blurry eye disease.
He's got the
for
fuzziness
engage.
disease.
He's got the what are they called? Fuzzy eye disease?
I think it's just called fuzziness disease.
No, yeah,
But it
the
might be
fuzziness
fuzzy eye.
disease. I don't remember, but yeah, he has the fuzziness disease. We'll say, and so he can't judge distances all that good. So when he comes to throwing out some spear thrusts in defense, he fucks up the distance and overcommits himself too early.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he refuses to tell anybody because it was the way he was born, and you can't make excuses for that shit. Which, like, on the one hand, you kind of say like, maybe he just doesn't know about Suika and like the fact that she also has the fuzzy eye disease, and
But I'm pretty sure,
know,
like,
now-
they openly said, "Hey, we fixed her fuzzy eyes."
but maybe he wasn't there for that. Like,
Maybe, yeah, it's entirely possible. Maybe
it was
there's
hard.
just-
It was hard to tell like where he was. Like, he wasn't obviously in the background of that shot, so I can't say like he definitely would have overheard it.
Mhm.
So like maybe he was like off on guard duty right then. So like there's enough to get away with it that's like maybe they just it just never came up, and so like neither the Kinro Ginro who know about his fuzzy eyes and the rest of them who know about Suika's fuzzy eyes, that just the information connection just isn't there, so that nobody goes like, hey, you also have this thing we can fix, let's
Yeah.
fix that shit right now. But I'm assuming that as they're bringing it up as this is going to be something that could possibly be a mistake that'll come up during the fight, it's going to come up during the fight,
Yeah.
and somehow they're going to throw Suika's helmet at him, and he's going to fucking slap
Yeah,
that shit
yeah.
on. But that won't be for a while.
Probably another couple episodes.
Probably another couple episodes, because now, as one of the last things that happens is Kinro and Ginro, in an effort to fix, is it Kinro who has the fucked up eyes?
I believe, yeah, Kinro, I think Kin means gold and Jin means silver, so yes.
Okay. So Kinro has the fucked up eyes, and Ginro comes up with the thought of, in order to be able to judge distances, what if we made your spears super shiny? So they go off to get their spears dipped in gold and silver, respectively, again. And Senku decides, yeah, we'll give you a golden or a silver spear, because I'm gonna need your help. We're gonna go hunt down something that will literally kill you.
It may kill you.
May kill you.
If you fuck up, it will kill you.
I don't know what the fuck they're gonna go get, but it sounds awesome.
The next one will volcano, so maybe something to do with that.
Maybe. We could cheat and look at the fucking list of ingredients that they got, but I don't want to cheat, and I have no idea what the fuck they're gonna go get. But I'm hoping it's something good.
Who knows? I'm pretty sure something's related to silver and dangerous. I'm guessing mercury,
Maybe. That'd be cool.
because I think they need mercury.
I don't know where mercury occurs naturally.
I don't think it does. Probably has like
I
a
don't-
compound, like some sort of mineral. They
Probably.
have to process it. But yeah,
Yeah, they're
Don't
off
touch
to
mercury.
fucking get something that'll kill your ass.
yeah, I'm not sure. But we'll see next episode.
Next episode. We also had like a 6-minute section where they just gave you the fucking walk around tour of the Kingdom of Science.
Oh right,
I don't know why the fuck that was a thing.
I think that was just like the end of a chapter where our author was like, "Hey, let's set everything up real quick, just to make everything cement everything in your head." But like, I don't really need it.
Yeah, we didn't really need it. It just sort of felt awkward, and it took up a whole bunch of time, and I already knew where everything was, so like I don't know why they did it.
It's possible they needed to just fill out time as well, because the
Maybe.
pacing just didn't work out the way they wanted to.
Yeah, maybe they just really wanted to end on the shot of Senku promising something dangerous, and so they just had to
Yeah.
fill out those couple minutes.
That sounds believable. I would believe that if someone told me that.
But I mean, I feel like the next ending to the next chapter also could have it was another chapter ending. Like it was probably also an acceptable place to end. I don't know. We'll see what happens next episode. But I was kind of upset with the fact that they wasted like 6 minutes on a fucking walk around tour that I did not give a shit about.
And it wasn't even like a good tour.
Yeah,
It was like a little fucking word art.
they literally just like highlighted things. And they're like, here's the thing. This is what happens here, even though you know exactly what's going on at all of these places.
It was a recap episode. It was a 6-minute recap episode in a normal episode.
Yeah, and yeah, that was the other thing. It felt like if this was like the start to a new season, or like they had just come off of like a couple week hiatus or something, like I could
Hmm.
understand why it was there if like we'd had like a 2 week break or something.
Yeah.
The fact that there was no break, it's like episode 10, which is like not the middle of the season or anything. This isn't like an episode, point 0.5. Like there's no reason for it to be here,
No, not
but
at
they
all.
put it here anyways.
It was a little weird. It was yeah.
It was very weird.
Aside from all that, though, we get some more nice like hip hop oriented background music in this episode where they're making the glasses stuff, which is really nice. I
Hmm.
just like the music in general for the show. It's just really cool and groovy.
It was very nice.
Mhm.
Um,
Like, there's no dip in quality yet, and we're like basically almost halfway through the season. It's overall really good so far, except for
yeah,
some of those pacing things where we just get kind of um, situations just which don't really make much sense. Like last episode, we had the whole thing with Gan and his him waking up in the middle of the night and whatever, and then this episode we get the fucking tour of the Science Kingdom. But
yeah.
we'll see what else happens.
But speaking of hype ass songs, Fire Force and my favorite opening.
I don't like it that much.
Really? I love that song.
Yeah, I like the ending more.
For Fire Force?
Yeah, I like it more.
Really? I
Hmm.
do not like that ending.
I like it visually and just the song I also like too.
I do not like any part of their ending, I'll be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah, I usually skip the opening for this one, but I have seen a lot of people do like it. But in this episode, we have more Fire Force. We start off. I should have written everything down. Completely forgot what happened. And I keep thinking of Tamaki and her bullshit. Damn it.
We had Arthur just show up again at the very beginning.
Because that was a joke. We were wondering if it was a joke last episode. It was a fucking joke.
It was just a joke. It was just a bit. Which, I can respect.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
get
like we
mad
said
about
last
it.
time, we didn't know whether it was a joke or not because it's very believable that it could have been a joke, and it was a joke, and whatever. Who cares? It was It was like a total of 5 seconds spent on that joke. So whatever. I don't really, nothing gained, nothing lost, and it was moderately funny.
It also makes sense in character.
Yeah, it also does make a lot of sense in character for Arthur. Um, but yeah, we had basically the falling action mostly of like the come down
Yeah, of the
um
investigation arc.
of the investigation and the fight with Star Eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and now we know about the evangelist and the cult and all that shit. Um, and so there's a lot for fuck, what was his name?
Karim? Who? Describe them.
The devil, the main character,
Shinra?
Shinra. There's a lot for Shinra to think about like right now. And so as they're working through the paperwork, we can see that Shinra's, he's dealing with some shit. Um,
Yes, and
and
everyone's kind of picking up on it. Arthur, well, Arthur's just kind of there. And he's
Arthur just sort of shows up.
mad that he's got paperwork to do. The sister and
The-
Maki are like, they think something's going on, but they're wary of Shinra, as well as Tamaki when she's not, doing stupid shit.
Doing stupid shit.
I wouldn't
And
say
then,
she's doing stupid shit. I feel like the author's doing stupid shit to her.
Yeah. But we have the captain of the 5th Squadron shows up because a meeting of the captains has been called.
Also because she's a straight up tsundere and just wants to see Shinra all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But not really, though.
She also sends some messages to Obi about give Shinra a raise.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. It was actually a joke.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was the first thing that happened.
Yeah, she strings up the 911 and then puts the note in Obi's locker where she fucking stabs she basically stabs a note and like scribbled in it in like fucked up ink is give Shinra a raise.
That's what that was. I have no idea what I was seeing.
Yeah,
During that part.
It was the 5th captain
Yep.
strung up 911 and then yeah. But so she shows up for a meeting of the captains, and so
Mhm.
they collect Tamaki and
Shinra, because they're
Shinra.
both, very much a part of what happened, what occurred that day.
yeah,
So they need to go give their testimony to the captains and the elder man,
mhm,
the master. I forgot what they call him.
the Pope
The
basically.
fucking Pope.
He's the Pope. So they go off,
Yep.
and we see
to
Amaterasu, the eternal power plant. That's
Nuclear-
not going to become a plot point soon or anything.
It's gonna be a fake sun. It's a nuclear fusion reactor.
It's actually powered by
Test me.
Infernals. Test me.
Well, actually, they say it's a Adola Burst thing, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is. It's a purity of flame thing. It can't be scientifically quantified, Brandon.
It's just a bunch of bugs, like, burning up.
That made my skin crawl when he said it, too.
Whatever.
Can't be scientifically quantified. Fuck you. Then how the fuck do you know it's a purity of flame thing?
Also, how do you get energy from it if it can't be quantified?
Yeah. But anyways,
yeah, we can see all the fucking
yeah, we can see all the captains and all their weird shit. Captain 2 is basically fucking Mussolini, and Captain 3 is a doctor in a crow's plague doctor mask.
Yep.
He's not going to be possibly a villain or a misdirect.
Captain 4 was the chick, right? The lady?
Oh yeah, the lady in the suit.
She didn't really do much.
She didn't do much. When I saw her, in my head, I could just hear Aerosmith, dude looks like a lady, but I think she was actually a lady who looks like a dude. But anyways.
Captain 5.
5 was Princess, that we know.
Princess Lana, right. Captain
6 was... I don't remember Captain 6, I'll be honest.
I think it was just some buff dude.
You might be right. Captain 7 was the neighborhood watch dude.
Captain 7 was... He shows up and then leaves. Was it for a statement? I don't know.
I mean, mostly it was for the in-manga reason to introduce him.
Yeah.
And his character. And the fact that he's just, like, neighborhood watch. It was weird, but, like, you know, it was the getting to know the captains moment. So, like, he just had to be there as a way of saying, like, this is the captain of the 7th. He's going to leave immediately. I do have to give him mad props. Dude rolled up, fucking immediately turned around and left, and as he's walking out, the Pope was like, stop there! Did not stop at all, just walked straight out.
Nope, I'm not breaking my gate.
And, like, the Pope just had to be like, alright then, well, let's just keep going. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
I have authority here.
I'm important, right? People listen to me.
And then we've got Obi, Captain 8, who is probably the only non-infernal dude, non-pyrokinetic guy.
Because apparently Captain 7 is the strongest user of who's alive right now.
Yeah. He's also got weird eyes. He's got like an X on one and then like a Renegon thing on the other.
Yeah, he did have some fucked up eyes.
Everyone has fucked up. Well, a lot of characters have fucked up eyes.
A lot of characters have fucked up eyes. But they go through the meeting thing. They talk about the Adola Burst thing. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm still confused as to what the fuck's going on with that, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah. And we get to the end, and they decide, basically, we're going to continue the investigation. Shit's fucked up, yeah.
Shinra's going to stay with the 8th, because the 8th is responsible for his safety. Because the 3rd captain wanted to take Shinra in, and then probably do some fucked up shit to him.
Yeah. But the Pope shoots it down, stays at the 8th, and everybody goes home. Except for Shinra. Shinra stays behind to admire Amaterasu.
Oh, it's totally not a plot point. It's what's going to happen.
It's totally not a plot point. But
he meets Joker again. Yep, Joker shows up.
He was hanging out on the outside listening to shit because he had a bug on the inside so he could hear in on what the Pope was saying.
With the fucking AirPods, yo.
Yeah, he wasn't rocking the AirPods. Rocking the AirPods. But he was listening on the conversation in the church, and so he drops in on Shinra when he's checking out Amaterasu, and they have a little conversation where we once again, see that Joker fucking straight out unhinged.
I love Joker
that dude
so
is
much.
not normal.
He's such a cool character. I like the little shots of him, where his body's kind of contorted, like he's bent over in front of the camera. It looks just really cool. He's very long and slender and weird.
He has a way of moving that feels very Gumby-esque.
Yeah.
Like his body just sort of wiggles in unnatural ways.
That's Joker for you. But anyways, to your prediction about Shinra's little brother being a commander, guess what? He is.
Yeah, he's a commander.
It's so fucking stupid. So
Commander the
reason I didn't think you were right is because he's going to be very young, which he is young. We do see him at the end.
He is very young.
He's very young. I can't forget. I forgot that this is an anime, and age doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It does not matter that he's fucking 12. He's a fucking commander because of stupid fucking reasons. But I digress. I'm not mad about this. I'm not mad that Nick is right.
He's a commander for his power levels, Brandon.
He's a commander of all the 10-year-olds.
Those are some grown-ass men. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Those are some grown-ass men. Who the fuck wants to take
orders from a kid?
Those grown-ass men.
I guess so. God, fucking goons.
But yeah, our cult definitely a thing. There were a lot of dudes in that lineup, so multiple people have bought into this philosophy of let's light everything on fire and everyone goes to heaven.
Yep.
Again, I gotta say, real shit cult.
At least be
Would not
exclusive about
join.
your cult.
Yeah, seriously. You gotta be one of us to make it to the good place. Like, it can't be one of these everyone gets to be part of Soul. It's gotta be you gotta be one of us to make it to Soul. Everyone else just dies. If you came to me and you were like, I said this last week, but I have to reaffirm again. If you came to me and told me to my face, join our cult, our philosophy is we're going to kill everybody and everybody will become part of the good people, I'd be like, fuck you. You can kill me when you're ready to go to the good place. I'm gonna do nothing to contribute to this, though.
I'm gonna go to a good place anyways, like you
I'm
just
not.
said.
I'm not going to apply effort from my life to get something that I'm going to get anyways.
Yeah, they're not a very good cult at all.
Yeah. But anyways, a lot of people have joined up as we saw at the end. I'm sorry. So Shinra learns about his brother from Joker. He's a commander as a member of the Evangelists, as Joker pieces out while Shinra's thinking. Shinra goes back to the 8th. There's a whole bunch of paperwork. He has a lot on his mind, and so he isn't really doing a whole lot, and everybody can tell.
Mm-hmm.
The girls go off to make food and fail immediately.
They don't
so
even
instead,
make the food, actually. Tamaki just has that weird her stupid Naked Apron moment.
Yeah.
You just need to add that.
They round a corner, and even the characters comment on the fact that it was stupid as fuck, because we have the one girl.
That's what makes it worse.
It is absolutely what makes it worse. But so they fail, and the lieutenant decides, yeah, you guys are fucking useless. Just stay here. We'll go make food. And so he drags Shinra with him and basically tells Shinra, you can trust us, you know. You can tell us whatever's on your mind. We're here to help you.
We are bros. I'm liking the lieutenant more and more, but this also makes me feel like he's going to do some like, not good shit later on.
I don't know.
I want him to be a
I kind of think he's a misdirect.
Okay.
I kind of think he's going to be a bro still.
Okay.
I don't think
I want him
he's
to be a
the
bro.
bad people.
I see you. Okay, we'll see what happens. I hope he
see
stays
what
a
happens.
bro,
Yeah.
though. But yeah, he gives him a little talk, tells him, you know, you can tell us whatever's on your mind, and I, finish up the food. Arthur immediately comes back to life, and then they go eat.
Yep.
Shinra's still kind of thinking, but eventually decides that he's going to tell the squad, what's going on in his mind, and he tells them about his brother and everything. And the squad says, "We've got your back. We'll, help you out with whatever you need." And during this little scene, we have Arthur kind of like giving meat to him. It's a very cute little side moment.
Yeah, one of those moments of friends taking care of friends is as Arthur and Shinra were competing in the eat as much rice as quickly as possible, but still chew all of your rice so you don't choke. Something that I absolutely have done before. We do have also Arthur is trying to pass Shinra meat. Not exactly on the down low, because he's doing it straight out in front of him while Shinra watches. But you could definitely respect the move.
It was a very fun moment.
It was. But we get Shinra as, told everybody everything, and they all understand this is some rough times, but they're here to support their boy, and they're going to do whatever it takes to try and save his family. And then we see at the very end the collection of Crusaders in a line, and their commander, a 12-year-old.
Maybe 12-year-old. We don't even know how old he is.
We don't actually know. Yeah, we don't know how old the brother is, but that kid was small.
Yep.
So I'm assuming like 12 to 14. That's just my assumption.
So
he could be younger.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm gonna. Yeah, I've like I said, age doesn't really fucking matter, so I have no idea how old any of these people are, so I can't really make a good guess. You can tell me that Shinra's 20, and I'll be like, maybe I would believe 16, but that would make his younger brother about like 12-ish.
Yeah,
assuming that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We have no idea how old Shinra is, and we don't even know how old they were when they were children, both alive with their mom together. So like any amount of age at any point is irrelevant, because we need like 2 ages so we can figure out everybody else from there.
Because like Shinra in the past, where the fire happens, could have been between 4 and 10.
Yeah.
And I would believe
easily
any number between 4 and 10.
Oh, absolutely.
So I just don't know.
Yeah, and now he could be 16. He could be, like you said, like 19, 20. No idea. I assume he's got to be out of high school, right? Because like he's doing a job now.
No.
So you would assume he has to be at
least
a lot,
18,
but 19, but that could be wrong. Maybe they just don't do high school, and they're like, If you're gonna be a firefighter, just go be a firefighter. Fuck high school. You don't need that shit if you're just gonna kick people with your feet all day.
Yeah. We could
What the
probably
fuck
look it
do you
up,
need
but I don't feel
algebra
like doing
for?
that.
We could look it up, but who the fuck cares that much?
Yeah. But that was Fire Force. I believe
We did.
Go ahead.
So the one thing I wanted to bring up was there
Yes.
was the very first Lucky Lecture, we'll say with air quotes, moment with Tamaki, was the only one I've ever appreciated.
Okay, because they
In
just
which-
start fighting immediately after that, and I just like that.
Well, because they start fighting immediately, and the fact that it was not actually a Lucky Lecture moment.
Okay,
It was Tamaki just knees him in the face.
that's what made it funnier.
She
Like-
trips on her own skirt and knees him in the face, and I appreciated that because it wasn't like a play of she was sexy. She just trips on her own skirt and fucking nails him in the face.
So that's what I wanted more of, was just for her to be clumsy. Like
Yeah.
in the last episode, the last joke that happens is where she like somehow fucking gets her crotch all over Shinra's face somehow after like she does a front flip or whatever. Instead of that, I wanted her to like try to do some like cool lean on the desk and then just have her hand slip and just have her face just knock into the table and get knocked out.
Yep.
Because I want her just to be more of a clumsy character. Because I feel like that's what they're trying to do. But instead of just doing clumsiness in general, they just want it to be specifically, just an excuse to have her be like ogled at.
Yes. They're absolutely doing this as, for the readers, fan service, but like, it's just not enjoyable.
It gets really annoying.
It gets really annoying. It takes you out of the action a lot of the times. The characters all hate it too.
Which makes, like I said, it makes it worse.
It does.
You
It's
know
like,
what
I
you're
just-
doing is wrong. Just stop.
I want it to stop, but we know that it's only going to get worse, apparally.
Yeah, and I don't even like hate Tamaki's character that much. Like
Yeah,
all of
but
her
sometimes
interactions
it's
with
not that
Shinra are
bad.
just so funny, just because they're hateful to each other. And just them bickering off in the corners was one of the funniest things one of the funnier things I've seen in the show.
Yeah. And like the Fire Cat pyro, technique seems really cool. Like I'm all for a fucking acrobatic, highly involved fighter. That'd be kind of cool. And like, we have Arthur with a sword who has a lot of one-hit kill moves, and Shinra with fire fucking missile feet, which is a lot of one-hit kill moves. So to have something that's more like a multi-hit combo type of fighter would be kind of cool. But instead, we just get a lot of Lucky Lecture.
We haven't done anything with it.
We haven't done anything with the Firefox thing.
They could also do a thing where she gets more tails. Dude, she could be fucking Naruto.
She could be like Naruto, but she's not. Very annoying.
Frustration.
Frustrations abound. But there will be more Fire Force episodes. We'll
There
get
will
to
be.
see his brother. There'll be some hype-ass fights probably in the future, and possibly less Tamaki, hopefully. I can hope.
No, like, from what we've seen so far, we've gotten more Tamaki every episode.
It's true. And now she's here to fucking stay for a while because she's on fucking administrative leave or whatever. Even though that's not how administrative leave works at all.
Yeah, but, whatever.
Whatever.
At least, so here's a saving grace, I think, is that the anime is actually cutting out a bunch of the Lucky Lecture moments.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh my god, that is
They're cutting,
depressing.
they're cutting the number, and they're reducing, like, the severity.
Okay. Wow.
That
This must have
makes
been
you
real
think-
rough to read.
I think that's like one of the main reasons why it's got like a lower score than most people. It's got like a 7 point. It's got a 7 point middle score.
Uh
Despite the fact that everyone really likes it. It's just that Tamaki's getting in the way.
Yeah, Tamaki is getting in the way of me enjoying it consistently. I really like it in bursts, and then Tamaki shows up again, and I'm reminded of why I have mixed feelings about it.
Well, that's Fire Force for you. You
The
get-
highs are real high, but the lows are real low. Yeah, that's
it-
Fire Force.
you take the good with the bad.
You take the good with the bad. It's a good way to put it.
Next up, we got Vinland Saga and the Return of Thorkill.
It's all good all the time, unless you're one of the characters, and then it's all bad all the time. Because holy shit, Thorkel rolls up like a motherfucker in this episode.
I love Thorkill so much.
Thorkel, okay, so we
Thorkill's
start
a
out.
giant. Thorkill's, I think, stronger than Thor's.
Yeah, he's straight out one hand chucking rocks across a lake at some motherfuckers just because he can, and not like regular people rocks. He's throwing like fucking small boulders at people across a lake. So he's whipping those things out there, screaming out, "Come fight me, pussies!" And the motherfuckers on the beach are like, "We want to come fight you, but our prince won't let us because he's praying to God about fucking when God, when somebody smacks you ass, God says turn the
To
other
the
cheek."
cheek.
Yeah, he's learned some bitch ass shit.
Yeah, fuck
Basically,
Christianity.
though, yeah, fuck Christianity. Uh, the only things you need to know is when someone smacks your ass, you got to smack him twice as hard. Also, when you ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Remember,
Steroids.
right? Yeah, steroids. Also, well, not steroids. Steroids is some bitch shit. You can get caught doing steroids. It's rabies, Branton. Gotta do rabies. But also, when you ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Remember whipping people and throwing shit out of a temple on the list of things Jesus has done. Just keep that in
Has
mind.
he executed someone too?
I
Pretty sure
don't
he's
remember.
killed someone.
He possibly has killed somebody, but he definitely beat the shit out of some motherfuckers who were selling shit in his temple.
Oh shit, I remember that. Yeah, he talks about
Jesus
like how
went
he shouldn't
ham
use
on those motherfuckers.
you shouldn't use temples to for greedy purposes.
Yeah,
I think that was that passage.
basically. And yeah, don't disrespect the temple and basically a whole bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he beat the shit out of some motherfuckers. So Thorkel, as he's whipping rocks and being upset about the fact that nobody's coming to fight him, somebody climbs up the ladder, one of his comrades, because apparently there's a whole host of Vikings that have joined up with the English people here in, where are we again? London?
Yes,
Wales?
this is London. This is the London Bridge.
Okay, it's London Bridge. That's right. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole host of people, a whole host of
Vikings.
who have joined up with the English here in London.
Just because they want to fight.
Just because they want to fight. Go to Valhalla, all that good shit, all that good Viking shit. And Thorkel, as he's talking with his friend, learns that the second prince, is over there on the beach. Prince Canute. And Thorkel, as his friend looks up at him and he sees the murder face, we'll call it. Thorkel obviously has some background knowledge of Prince Canute and knows what he's about, and knows that Prince Canute is about that bitch shit. So Thorkel, we can see from this moment, has the plan of I'm gonna roll up hard on these motherfuckers.
Yes.
But before we get to Thorkel rolling up on these motherfuckers, we have to go.
We get a dream, not a flashback. We get Thorfinn's dream of
a dream of spring.
A dream of spring. Of grass, of rolling grass hills, of sheep everywhere, of his sister and his mother off to the side, and then of his dad not being dead.
And his dad, says some shit about, oh, we're celebrating the solstice. Oh, we're doing this other thing. And then he has some, very pointed conversations about, hey, stop doing that bitch shit I told you not to do, son.
Stop doing it.
Exactly. If the clapback was a thing back then, Thor's absolutely would have broken it out. He would have been like, remember when I told you, remember when I said, don't start people. Wars? I fucking told your ass.
And then we get the dream starting to collapse, where the Vikings start raiding the village, and he wakes up to a bunch of commotion out in the fucking over the wall, because he's sleeping in a stable away from everyone, because he's a little hermit.
Yeah.
And we see that right in front of him, there's just some guy with an axe in his back.
Axe buried in his back.
Buried in his back right there. And he just kind of wanders off to someplace that's a little
doesn't smell like dead people.
That too, dead people tend to smell really bad.
Yeah.
All the shit and piss and blood congealing everywhere.
So he decides to wander off and see what's going on with the rest of his Viking companions, whatever we want to call them.
Travel mates.
Yeah, travel mates. And while he's traveling off, we learn that they are in the town of Bath. So, still in England.
Well, they're in a small village outside of Bath.
Okay, small village outside of Bath.
It's a suburb, Nick.
Okay, that's fair. All I saw was Bath, and the whole time I was just trying to remember where Bath was in England.
I don't know. It's towards somewhere. It's towards Wessex from London. Or something.
West. It's west of London.
Okay.
Over near the Channel.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, Thorfinn, Yes, Thorfinn. Yes, Thorfinn. Thorfinn wanders off, fucking sees the village burning in the distance, and instead wanders off up the hill, off to the fucking
The ruins of the
the
Romans.
ruins, the ruins of the Romans up on the hill.
I wonder if that's gonna mean anything.
Yeah. In the meantime, we see the Vikings down in the village, fucking getting up some goon shit.
And then
They're
getting mad at
drinking,
each other.
celebrating, raiding. Yeah, they're basically at the time commiserating the fact that like this is one of the last raids. And they're going to go back to the war at some point.
Mhm.
Basically, we're learning that like raiding season is coming to an end, pretty much. So this is like one of the last big events for them, or big takes for them. And we see the two of the guys are pissy with each other, and so they're brawling the shit out and fucking trying to murder each other. Bjorn is not super thrilled, but doesn't really want to stop it either. Not a great commander there, but whatever. So he kind of just lets that happen and walks off. And in the meantime, we have Thorfinn on top of the hill, admiring the view from the ruins.
Mhm.
And we have Askeladd up there too, so they have a little chat.
They have a nice philosophical chat, yes, about aging and the old, the new eating the old. As he tells Thorfinn, eventually Thorfinn's gonna kill Askeladd if they keep kind of doing the duels, because Askeladd's just gonna get older and it's gonna get worse as Thorfinn just gets better and better. So it's just a matter of time until Thorfinn gets what he wants. And then he even furthers this kind of analogy between the old and the new with how the Romans had created this massive civilization, even spanning even to England, where they had where they're now in the ruins of what used to be their civilization, and how the Saxons came, sacked everything, and they became the New English. And now how the Vikings are going to do the same exact thing. They're going to come up, they're going to sack England, and now they're going to become the new Englishmen, Viking people.
And so he makes, while he's doing all this, he makes a whole bunch of references out to Ragnarok and the end of days and all that shit. Basically saying like there is a time that comes for everybody where they are destroyed and a new group basically comes up on their their bones essentially, or their ashes.
And I'm pretty sure Askeladd's gonna die.
Oh yeah, Askeladd's absolutely gonna die.
He's gonna die, and Thorfinn's gonna get pissed off that he wasn't the one that killed him.
Oh, you don't think Thorfinn's the one who's gonna kill Askeladd?
I don't think Thorfinn's gonna kill Askeladd.
Interesting. I don't know yet. You might be right. I haven't thought about it yet, but you might be right.
Because right now they do have like this mentor-mentee kind of relationship.
Yeah, pseudo relationship.
As fucked up as it is.
Yeah.
Because like we've seen that multiple times. That Askeladd doesn't. I don't know if he cares about Thorfinn. Like he's completely okay with Thorfinn just dying, but like he cares enough to like try to mentor him in like a way, right? Like to teach him stuff.
Yeah.
He sees something in Thorfinn at the very least.
I've mentioned this before, but it's kind of like the Dread Pirate Roberts and Wesley thing from The Princess Bride, except for way more fucked up. We're like in the Princess Bride, the Dread Pirate Roberts always told Wesley, "Sleep well. I'll probably kill you in the morning." With Askeladd, I genuinely believe he feels like, have a good sleep. There's a decent chance I'm going to kill you for realsies. So yeah, they have a conversation for a while, and some death flags are probably raised for Askeladd. There is a decent chance he's going to die in the battle with Thorkel that we have coming up around the corner. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe he makes
Shifting back to Thorkel, Thorkel goes up against 4,000 men and kills them all.
Yeah.
Basically.
Beats the shit out them motherfuckers.
As Prince Canute gets taken hostage.
Yeah.
All while he's trying to, pray to God.
Pray to God.
I assume what's happening is that he is a pacifist, given his Christly learnings. Yeah, he does not want to fight at all.
Probably, unfortunately, you're correct, but God, I don't want one of our Vikings to be a pacifist.
Also, do you think Canute is a woman?
I don't yet.
Right? Okay.
I just think it's a guy with long blonde hair.
Right.
We haven't seen a good all-together shot.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, it's like, why are they being so coy about it? Like, why haven't we just seen him?
You might be right. They haven't put enough emphasis on the fact that it could be a woman. Like they haven't, been coy about maybe it's a woman yet.
Yeah. That probably.
So I don't know. I feel like it's not, but especially the fact that it's the second prince. If it was the first prince and it was, a girl pretending to be a guy so that that could be the first prince, and like so the king had a prince,
Mhm.
and the line was maintained and all that shit. Like that I can understand. He's the second prince. Like there's a first prince who's gonna become king. There's no need for a chick who everybody knows is like everybody in the royal family knows is a woman to pretend to be a guy so that she could be the second prince.
Yeah. Very good points.
But I don't know.
I'm
Maybe it is.
I'm still definitely wondering like why they're not just showing us the prince though.
Yeah.
Something's up with the prince.
Oh yeah,
I
probably.
I don't know what it is yet.
Um,
It's entirely possible he's like a cold ass motherfucker, and like Askeladd and the crew shows up and he's killed everyone. Because we do definitely have superhumans in this show.
Oh yeah, no.
By Thorkill and Thor's earlier.
And Thor's earlier, and
Yeah.
Thorkill now, where he fucking rolls up with a tree, basically.
I love Thorkill
Dude was
so
just
much.
straight up holding a tree and beat the shit out of some motherfuckers.
I just love him.
Thorkill is a fucking straight up gangsta.
Mm-hmm.
But so,
Yeah.
one of the men from Prince Canute's retinue of soldiers, abandoned ship, tries to find the main army, but instead comes across Askeladd's boys, tells Askeladd what's going down. Askeladd executes him for being a bitch motherfucker and says, "We're gonna go kill Thorkill, save Prince Canute, and fucking ransom his ass to both sides for it all."
Which I was surprised that he actually killed that dude. I wasn't expecting that, honestly.
I was kind of surprised at first, but when he kind of pointed out, like, we don't want more people knowing about this shit, we're gonna be the ones to go get that guy, it kind of made sense. I could see what his thought was.
Mm-hmm. Like, as soon as he, like, because I was wondering, like, why did you kill him? And then he gave his reason. I was like, all right, well, yeah, that makes
a lot of sense, yeah.
He just wants some motherfucking money, and ransoming out the prince will get you some motherfucking money.
Yeah. So he's off to go get paid.
Yeah, but the whole thing about, Ragnarok coming up, the fact that the Christians keep saying that the end of days is in 20 years, and when Askeladd's talking, there's a quick I don't know if it's a flashback or something, but it shows someone, and it shows a woman, I think, with someone with long hair and wearing like an apron type thing. Who is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I could not say.
So I'm wondering who that is, because I feel like that's going to be important at some point. And that's getting into like what Askeladd... That might be Askeladd's real reasoning as to like why he's doing all this. Maybe his daughter? I don't know. His wife? Maybe that's Prince Canute.
I've always just kind of felt like, Askeladd just does shit because he can.
This is true. But I don't know, that shot of that one lady or whoever it was just made me think. I'm just wondering who that is. Gotta know.
You might be right. We're gonna find out eventually, probably.
Hopefully. Well, most likely, because, once again, I'm pretty sure Askeladd's gonna die, so we'll find out who she is soon. Or he.
But yeah, fucking dudes are gonna get killed. We're gonna have a throwdown with Thorkill. I don't know what the fuck else is gonna happen in this show, because once Thorkill's dead, I have no idea where we're going from here, but whatever. We're gonna fucking find out.
Yeah.
Fucking, at some point, we're gonna go to Vinland, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. We need to see what Vinland's all about. And all the grassy hills.
And there's also been, like, fucking at least 2 girls that Thorfinn has left in his wake, with the implication of we'll go to Vinland together, maybe.
Wait, who's the first girl?
There was fucking, the sister.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
There was
I
a
want to see her
sister
again.
and the slave girl.
Right. Gretchen? Hilda? Helga? I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it started with a Y. It was like Yolda or Yolva.
I think he's Yolda, yeah. Yolda sounds familiar. Okay, we've got Yolda. Maybe, I don't know what her actual name is. And then we've got the sister. But
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the sister. We haven't seen her at all.
Yeah,
So it's time skip.
we saw basically that she was coping by working harder. We haven't seen her since then.
I hope she becomes like the village leader. I
And
feel
that
like
was
she got
back
it
when
in her.
Thorfinn was a boy, or like
Uh-huh.
a young boy. Several years have now gone by, and we've not seen her again.
Like I said, I hope she's the village elder. Or the village leader.
The
She's
village
got it in her.
leader?
She's got it in her. She's stronger
You
than
think
everyone
so?
else.
Maybe. But she's also a woman back in the day,
Yep.
so she was gonna get married, and then her husband was gonna take over. Although maybe that's not true. There was a lot of like Eastern European cultures that were matriarchal.
Fairly egalitarian. Oh, matriarchal, that'd be different.
Yeah, like a
Alright.
lot of like Russia and some of the Scandinavian ones were pretty matriarchal societies. So maybe Iceland also had that shit.
Well, wouldn't they be descended from Scandinavians? So
Yeah,
yeah, that would make sense that she could be a leader.
that's true.
And finally get her slaves.
And finally get our slaves. I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully, baby.
This is true. And so comes to an end our discussion of our 4 shows for this season. Next season's going to be a lot worse because we don't know what the fuck we're going to watch. So, that'll be an adventure in mediocrity.
Yeah, probably.
Not that this already is.
I don't want to insult us before the last moments of the episode, so I won't say anything. But yeah, probably.
What would you like to sell out to today, Nick?
I'm gonna sell out to Steve-O, even though I may have sold out to Steve-O before. I don't remember. But recently he put out a video of all of the drugs he's ever consumed in his life and all of the effects that they've had on him.
Jeez.
It was a fascinating video to watch. Yeah. It was dark as fuck. He's done some fucked up shit on a lot of different drugs. But it was cool to hear from somebody who's done such a wide variety of shit to such an extent as he's done and lived to tell about it. And he's now kind of using that, and he's turned his whole life around and he's gotten way better. Steve-O, for all intents and purposes, is the fucking comeback story of the century in terms of what he's improved from and what he's gotten better and overcome. So actually watching the video and hearing more about Steve-O's life post rehab and all that shit, he's a fucking inspiration. He did some fucked up shit and was seriously in
Came back.
a dark place with all the drugs he did, and came back from that shit and is leading a pretty successful life now, or he's at least very happy with his life. So shout out to you, Steve-O. Shout out to turning your life around and for fucking using your experiences to inform people about what this shit is like and that
It's
drugs
not
don't
fun.
play. It's not great. I mean, he's said some of this shit was fun, but don't do it anyways.
Yeah.
Shit will fuck you up. He said, fucking shit like acid was fun, but is also will fuck you up. It's not so fun that it's worth doing.
Okay.
He also had a great depiction of what it's like to take acid, where he had one of those black hoses where it expands, so you put water through it. He just threw it on the ground in a pile, turned the water on so you could see it all expand in different directions at once. He's like, this is basically what taking acid is like.
Oh, everything kind of looks like... Patterns look like they're moving.
Yeah, things just look like they're moving in different directions, apparently. So, a lot of people seem to, because I saw people talking about it, and a lot of people seem to agree of people who took acid. They're like, this is one of the better depictions of what it's like to take acid they've ever seen. Because a lot of people, don't explain it correctly with oh, you have hallucinations and shit. It does not happen. That is bullshit.
Well, technically, the movement is a hallucination.
Yeah, but people think oh, people show up and talk
Yeah.
to you and
There's
shit.
pink elephants everywhere.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's not acid. That's a Disney movie.
Yeah, that's a Disney movie. It's just a lot of weird motion that your brain can't process, and apparently it's not even a colors thing. It's just a brightness thing. Is more what it is. Things are just abnormally bright or dark at weird intervals. So shout out to you, Steve-O. Fucking love you, dude.
Alrighty then.
What do you want to sell it to, B?
I'm gonna sell it to Paint.net for being free. That's what I used to make the fucking YouTube banner that I'm gonna upload at some point.
Okay.
But god damn it, the entire time I just wanted to be using Photoshop because it doesn't show. It doesn't so Photoshop will do this thing where it'll line up edges for you of an image. And that would have been super useful to keep everything in line instead of having to eyeball it by pixel, which is what I had to do for Paint.net.
Ooh,
It was so hard.
That must have been rough.
Yeah. But hopefully, I don't, no one's gonna see it. But if anyone does see it, hopefully they like it. I'm upset that I wasn't able to fit in Gundam somewhere.
That you weren't able to.
Yeah. Because if you look at the banner, you can definitely tell where I started and where I ended because it becomes a lot more compact. And I'm fitting things where they shouldn't be fit. But oh well.
Oh well.
Yep. It's fun to edit stuff and fuck shit around, even though it's hard. But it comes with the territory.
And shout out to you, Paint.net, for letting him do it for free.
Yep, and being open source. Yay!
Yay! So this concludes another episode of ABC.
Yeah, look out for our special ABC episode, ABC X Files. We're gonna call it ZYX Files. I don't know.
We'll talk about 3 episodes of X-Files that Brandon wants to talk about.
Yep.
If you want to watch them beforehand with us, since we're not watching episodes, so it's not obvious what we'll be watching.
Yes,
they are. I'm trying to find the.
That's Ice, Home, and Irresistible.
There you go. Ice, Home, and Irresistible. The episode titles. We'll be watching those for next week.
Yep. Ice is season 1, I think episode 9. Irresistible is season 2, episode 3, and Home is season 4, episode 1.
There you go.
I am not looking at the Wikipedia page either. I'm going off my memory.
So there's some % chance that he's wrong, but it's probably a pretty low % chance. Brent's probably right about that shit.
I love X-Files.
Watched it a lot.
Thank you for listening.
Until the special episode, we will see you never, because you're not here.
Yep, bye-bye.
Goodbye, nobody. Okay, thanks, bye.